Audacity is a free audio editing tool. It's a great tool to use to trim unwanted audio off of a file before uploading it to transcribe in AutoScript. It's also a great tool to use to split up large files if our users ever feel the need to break them up into two smaller files and run the files through AutoScript separately. So the first thing we're going to do to split a file is go to File, Open, select the file we want to open, and wait for it to load. This particular file is over 8 hours, so I'm going to break it up into two 4-hour files. Once our file has loaded into Audacity, we need to determine if it is a mono audio file or if it's a stereo. The one we're working on here is a stereo. We have a left channel and a right channel. What we're going to need to do is mix this down to a mono before we can split it. So I'm going to hit Control A to select all of the audio. I'm going to go to Tracks, I'm going to go to Mix, and I'm going to mix down to a mono. And the progression bar opens, letting us know that it's mixing it down. Once the mix down process has concluded, you will see now a single track of audio because it has mixed the left and the right channel together. This will make no difference in the audio file for the ASR process. I'm going to locate the perfect spot in this audio to make the split. That's going to be right about in the middle of the file. I have found a point of silence where they are calling a new witness. So I'm going to zoom in just a bit so I can get very precise. It should be right about here. Maybe a little more. Let's come back a little bit more. Perfect. I'm going to pause there. I'm going to go to View, Track Size, Fit to Width. I'm going to grab the audio from that point back to the beginning. I'm going to stop my play so that it shows that my audio is selected here from the end to the beginning. Then I'm going to go to Edit, Clip Boundaries, Split New. Notice that it has now created another track, if you will, or another file with that new selection. I'm going to highlight this track here because I want to remove this audio, or the dead space, if you will. And I will right click. Nope, I will click the cut. So there, I've got almost a perfect split of the files in half. And now I'm going to save the files out. So I'm going to make sure that both are selected. I am going to go to File, Export, Export Multiple. And these were an MP3 file, or this was an MP3 file to begin with, so I'm going to save it out as an MP3 file again. It's smaller than a WAV, really shouldn't make too much difference in the audio. I'm going to click on Export. And I click OK here. And I click OK here. And now it's exporting both files out as separate audio files. Once the files have completed exporting, we're going to get this confirmation window and we're just going to click Okay. So the next thing we're going to want to do is go to those audio files and rename them appropriately. I'm going to open my File Explorer, and in my Downloads folder, I see Audio File 2, Audio File 22. I am going to rename these Audio File 1, and I'll just rename this other one to Audio File 2. And enter. And so now I know which audio file to run first and which one to run second, and I'll be able to stitch together the edited transcripts when I'm done.